to Lesson 5, Economic Impact of Geographical Indication Products. In this chapter, we will examine the economic impact of geographical indication products, exploring how they contribute to the local economic development and enhance the value of the regions of origin. Geographical indications play a crucial role in the European agri-food system. These quality labels protect traditional products, support rural development, and strengthen the economic resilience. The European Union has over 1,600 registered GI products, and the number rises to more than 3,500 when including wines and spirits, generating a significant value in both domestic and international markets. So in this figure, we can see the numbers for each certification. The Mediterranean countries such as Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, and Greece stand out for their high number of PDO and PGI registrations. From 1992 to 2000, these 5 countries together accounted for the 83% of all registered products. Today, while the pace of new registration is declining in Greece and Portugal, it remains high and stable in Italy, France, and Spain. This table provides an overview of the evolution of the PDO, PGI, and TSG certification over time and across different European Union member states. The 28 countries are grouped into classes according to the total number of registered products, but also according to the temporal distribution of registration and their geographical location. The Mediterranean countries, such as Italy, France, Spain, Portugal, and Greece, stand out for having a significantly higher number of both PDO and PGI registration. When the European Union introduced the protection of registered names in 1992, these 5 countries together accounted for the 83% of all registered products, as I told you before, but up to the year 2000. Over time, some differences in registration trends have emerged among the countries. So while Greece and Portugal have experienced a decline in new registrations, the number of new certified products has remained consistently high and stable in the other countries, so in Italy, in France, and in Spain. The situation is different for the other member states, the ones that have a lower number of registrations. Indeed, in Eastern and Northern Europe in particular, we have less than 50 registrations. The main products registered so far are meat, cheese, and fresh fish. The fact that the Northern European countries have fewer protected designation of origin products or the protected geographical indication products compared to the Mediterranean ones is the result of a mix of historical, cultural, but also agricultural and economic factors that have shaped the different food tradition across Europe. The fifth fact is about the different agricultural and gastronomic tradition. Indeed, in Southern Europe, the agriculture and the cuisine have ancient roots, closely tied to local territories. Over centuries, every valley or hill developed its own unique foods, cheeses, cured meats, olive oils, and wines that have been produced through traditional methods and passed down through generations. In contrast, Northern Europe has historically had a more industrial and large-scale agriculture system with fewer micro-regional differences and a more standardized food culture. Another problem could be the climate and the biodiversity, because the Mediterranean climate indeed allows for a wide variety of crops and livestock, such as olives, wines, fruits, vegetables, and aged cheese, which, of course, naturally leads to a rich diversity of local products. While In Northern Europe, a colder climate and a shorter growing season limit this diversity, making it harder to develop a broad range of territorially distinctive foods. Moreover, the southern European countries place strong cultural value on the link between the food and the place of origin. So the local identity here is deeply connected to products like Parmigiano Reggiano or Prosciutto di Parma or again Toscano olive oil. In Northern Europe, however, the quality is often expressed through commercial brands rather than a geographical denomination. So we have well-known companies such as Arla in Denmark, Lurpak or Valio in Finland that are trusted symbols of quality in themselves. In addition, the PDO-PGI system was created by the European Union in 1992, but was largely promoted by the southern European countries that already had a long tradition of typical regional products. So when the system was introduced, Italy, France, and Spain already had hundreds of local specialties ready for registration, whereas in northern countries had fewer products that fit this model, and so also a less immediate interest in it. Finally, the northern European economies are more oriented towards an industrial scale export of a few standardized products, such as butter, milk, salmon, and beer, which are already well recognized internationally. Southern European countries, by contrast, have many small-scale, artisanal producers for whom a PDO or PGI label provides valuable protection and market distinction. This slide shows the distribution of the economic value of the geographical indication across all the European member states in 2017. As the map highlights, France and Italy clearly lead the ranking, each generating over 10 euro billions in sales of GI and TSG products. They are followed by Germany, the United Kingdom, and Spain, with markets ranging between 5 and 10 billions of euro, while Portugal, the Netherlands, Austria, and Greece fall within the range 1 to 5 billion. The remaining 19 member states have markets value under 1 billion of euro. This pattern reflects the strong agri-food tradition of Mediterranean countries and close link between territory, product quality, and also cultural identity. It also confirms that the geographical indication represents a strategic economic asset, especially for nations where agriculture and tourism play a central role. Here we can see the product categories that generate the highest economic value among all the European geographical indications. As the chart illustrates, French and Italian wines together account for a major share of the market, followed by Italian agricultural and food products, but also the German agricultural products and the UK spirit drinks. These six categories collectively represent around the 64% of the total sale values of the geographical indication products across Europe. The income generated by the European food sector is justified by the large number of people who work in it. Indeed, one of the main advantages of quality schemes and, of course, the production of local products is that they create a significant number of jobs. From administrative roles to farming, many people are employed across the food and drink sector. So according to the Food Drink Europe report of 2024, this industry employs 4.7 million people with 116 billions of euro in wages, making it the largest manufacturing employer in the European Union. So compared to other manufacturing sectors, it accounts for the 15.7% of the total industrial employment in Europe. The small and medium-sized enterprise, which play a key role in geographical indication and in traditional specialty guaranteed production, represent the 99.2% of all food and drink business. They, therefore, make up the majority of enterprises in Europe, showing how essential local and traditional food production is for the European economy and employment. In the local areas, and in general in all countries, the production of recognized local food make a significant contribution to employment in the agricultural and food processing sectors. Many of these products rely on traditional production methods and local supply chain, helping sustain jobs in farming, artisanal processing, and distribution. A good example could be the Roquefort cheese. It is one of the oldest and most iconic protected designation of origin products in Europe. It is produced exclusively in the south of France and around the small village of Roquefort-sur-Soulzon in the Aveyron region. The production involves a network of hundreds of small sheep farmers, local dairies, affineurs, so those who mature the cheese, and cooperatives. So it is estimated that around 2,000 people work directly in the Roquefort sector, while many others are indirectly employed in related activities such as transport, tourism, and packaging. The maintenance of sheep pasture around the Cassou-Plateau also helps to preserve traditional landscape and biodiversity. Sheep grazing prevents land abandonment, supports sustainable grassland management, and keeps the rural environment active. Regarding the rural areas, quality schemes strengthen the rural resilience by supporting small-scale producers and cooperatives. They help to prevent depopulation and the economic decline in countryside areas, promoting stable and locally rooted employment opportunities. For example, the Asiago cheese, that is a PDO product, its production in the mountains of Veneto and Trentino allows small dairy farmers to maintain traditional practices and earn a fair income in otherwise fragile rural economies. Similarly, the Vitellone Bianco dell'Appennino Centrale (PGI) supports cattle farming across central Italy's mountains area, helping to preserve both the landscape and the local jobs. In Portugal, the Queijo Serra da Estrela (PDO), a traditional sheep's milk cheese produced in the mountainous Serra da Estrela region, sustains local shepherds and keeps alive centuries-old cheese-making methods. Another example is Presunto de Chaves (PGI), a dry-cured ham that supports rural employment in northern Portuguese villages. In Greece, products such as feta (PDO) and Kalamata olives (PDO) play a similar roles. They guarantee a fair income for small farmers and cooperatives in rural or mountainous regions, while also preserving traditional Mediterranean farming landscapes. With an average of 15 employees per company, these small-medium enterprises provide jobs for over 2.6 million workers, showing how geographical indication and TSGs promote an inclusive growth, employment stability, and a sustainable local development. Regarding the market value, this slide shows the value of geographical indication and traditional specialties guaranteed within the European Union. According to the European Commission, the retail sales value of these quality labeled products is estimated at 74.8 billion euro each year, representing about the 7% of the total European Union food and drink sector sales. As we can see from the bar chart, the market is clearly dominated by wines, which account for 51.1% of the total value. They are followed by agricultural products and foodstuff at 35.4% and spirit drinks at 13.4%, and the aromatized wine products at just 0.1%. This highlights how geographical indications are especially important in the wine sector, but also play a key role in supporting the broader agri-food industry by promoting local identity and competitiveness. According to the study on the economic value of the European Union quality schemes of 2020, the GI labeled products also benefit from a price premium, earning on average 2.07 times more than comparable non-GI goods. This differentiation increases the farm income, improves profitability in processing and distribution, and strengthens the sector contribution to the GDP. As we told before, the European food and drink industry is among the most important manufacturing sector. So, according to Food Drink Europe 2024, it generated 1.2 trillion of euro in turnover and 250 billions of euro in value added in 2021. The GI and TSG products are key drivers of this success, especially in countries with strong agricultural and culinary traditions, promoting innovation, sustainability, and also rural investment. The geographical indication products account for about the 15% of the European Union agri-food export, showing their strength in both domestic and global markets. Trade agreements with Canada, Japan, and China have expanded their recognition and protection also abroad. Flagship products like the French Champagne, Italian Parmigiano Reggiano, and Greek Feta have become symbols of European culinary excellence and economic soft power. France and Italy in particular stand out for the significant economic weight for the GI sectors. The success of geographical indication and traditional specialty guaranteed products depends largely on their diverse distribution channels, which enable producers to reach different market segments. These include mass retail outlets, such as supermarkets and hypermarkets, as well as specialty shops, local markets, and different export channels. So, according to the EU studies, around 20% of the total geographical indication sales come from exports, underlying their strategic importance in promoting European agri-food excellence worldwide. Wine and spirits are particularly successful on international markets, representing a large share of the European Union food and drink exports. At local level, GI and TSG products are often sold through farmers' markets, cooperatives, and direct-to-consumer platforms, helping strengthen regional identity and agritourism. This diversification of sales channels ensures that producers receive a fairer share of the value, while consumers gain greater awareness of traditional and artisanal products. By reducing the intermediaries and encouraging short supply chains, these systems contribute to a more equitable and sustainable agri-food model across Europe. The economic and cultural impact of geographical indications and traditional specialty guaranteed is remarkable across the European Union, as told before. While countries like Italy, France, Spain, and Germany led the way, emerging member states are increasingly contributing, showing how these quality schemes foster both excellence and inclusiveness. Growing contribution from emerging and smaller European Union countries, signaling the increasingly inclusive nature of the European Union quality schemes. Let's start with Italy, that stands at the forefront of the European GI and TSG systems. Italy leads the European Union in the number of registered geographical indications, especially for agricultural and food products. Iconic names like Parmigiano Reggiano, Prosciutto di Parma, and Mozzarella di Bufala Campana are symbols of quality and authenticity. In 2017, Italian GI food products generated about 8.7 billion of euros, while wines reached 8.3 billion of euros, ranking Italy second in the European Union wine category after France. Most of these products are made by small and medium-sized enterprises, which benefit from better prices, stronger competitiveness, and a sustained rural employment. Continuing with France, France plays a dominant role, particularly in wines and spirits. So French GI wines alone accounted for 12.6 billion of euro in sales, the largest single GI category in the European Union. Overall, French GI and TSG products exceeded the 20 billion of euro, giving France the highest national retail value. Famous products such as champagne, Roquefort, and cognac not only sustain producer but also drive the regional tourism and the gastronomy. The French GIs also enjoy great international success, especially in North America and in East Asia, reinforcing the France's global culinary reputation and export power. Third position for Spain that ranks just behind France and Italy in the GI hierarchy. In 2017, the Spanish wine reached 3.7 billion of euro, while the GI foodstuff brought 1.9 billion of euro. Products like jamón ibérico, queso manchego, and pimentón de la vera show how quality and tradition strengthen the Spain's agri-food identity. Recent years have seen a rise in the new GIs, especially for olive oils and fruit products, supported by national certification bodies and marketing consortia. The Spain's GIs also perform well in export markets, particularly in Latin America, which shares Mediterranean food tradition. Germany stands out mainly in processed food and meat products rather than wines. Its GI certified goods include Thüringer Rosbach-Wurst, Nürnberg Lebkuchen, and Schwarzwälder Schinken. In 2017, sales of German GI and TSG products surpassed 5 billion euros, placing Germany among the European Union's top 5 countries. Germany's strength lies in its efficient supply chains, technological innovation, and strong domestic consumer trust, which helps sustain its market presence. Quality control and certification systems are deeply integrated into its national food industry. Portugal leverages wines like Porto and Vinho Verde, along with traditional cheeses and meats, support rural region and Portuguese exports. Greece, instead, has gained international recognition with feta cheese, the Kalamata olives, and ouzo, which are very important for local farmers and small producers. In Eastern Europe, countries like Romania, Bulgaria, and Croatia are expanding their participation in the European Union quality schemes. Products such as Romania's Majun de Prunto Poloveni and Bulgaria's rose oil combine tradition and innovation. The European Union funding and the Common Agricultural Policy's co-financing have been essential in helping these new member states register and promote their GIs abroad. Indeed, Portugal, with its rich agricultural heritage and diverse ecosystems, has embraced the European Union quality schemes to protect their traditional products and foster local development. As of 2024, Portugal ranks 5th in the European Union for registered GI products, with 217. In particular, we have 101 PDOs, 102 PGIs, and 14 spirit drinks. Food products dominate with 159 items, followed by 44 wines and 14 spirits. Although agriculture contributes only for 2.1% of the gross domestic product, the GI certified products plays a key role in rural development, but also in income growth and exports. In 2024, the agricultural income rose by 14.7%, and the exports of vegetables, fruits, and flowers increased by 13.4%. GIs enhance market value, cultural identity, but also the community resilience. So agriculture contributes for 2.1% to the Portugal gross domestic product and employs the 2.9% of the workforce, but plays an important role in rural development and cultural preservation. In particular, in remote and low-density regions of Portugal, like Trás-os-Montes or Beira Interior, the GIs are more than economic tools because they preserve traditions, support the small producers, and promote social inclusion. Products like Queijo de Serra Estrela, PDO, and Alheira de Mirandela, PGI, illustrate how traditional items can adapt to modern markets while maintaining the authenticity. The GIs also enhance the rural tourism and the local pride, acting as anchors of identity. So, Portuguese GIs contribute notably to community resilience, territorial identity, and knowledge transfer, especially in remote regions, such as I told you, Trás-os-Montes and Beira Interior. The GIs promote social cohesion by organizing small producers and supporting inclusion of women and older workers. So, cultural value from the GI labels and origin stories can boost local pride and enhance the rural tourism appeal. Example like Queijo de Serra Estrela, POD, or Aleira de Mirandela PGI, so can illustrate how tradition can adapt to modern markets. Challenges include, of course, fragmented producer networks or low marketing investment, and we can have the certification bureaucracy can limit the GI potential. The European Union's quality certification system plays a key role in promoting sustainable territorial development. It encourages labor-intensive and the environmental friendly farming practices, often linked to traditional and small-scale production. In Portugal, although there are no specific statistics on the employment within the GI sector, the European Commission highlights that these activities tend to create more jobs, especially in rural and in family-run farms. Moreover, many Portuguese certified products rely on extensive grazing, local breeds, and minimal processing, which help preserve biodiversity and reduce the carbon emissions. The GI policies are also in line with the nutritional goals and the principle of the Mediterranean diet, both recognized by the UNESCO as part of the world's cultural heritage. Technology is becoming an increasingly important factor in the evolution of the geographical indication everywhere, but also in Portugal. So new traceability tools such as blockchain or QR codes are being tested in regions like Douro and Alentejo to ensure transparencies and prevent counterfeiting. These innovations strengthen the consumer trusts and support the European Union's sustainability and traceability goals, especially within the Green Deal and the Farm to Fork strategies frameworks. However, the regulatory complexity remains a major obstacle, particularly for small producers. Even with assistance from national agencies and European Union bodies like the EU IPO, many applicants are discouraged by bureaucratic hurdles and long approval times. Simplifying procedures, improving digital literacies, and promoting training programs will be essential to make the GI system more accessible and effective. Thank you and keep learning.